I'm Heather from Hia Booktubes, and today is emotional reads. I don't like emotional reads. If you clicked on this video, you might be a little bit of a masochist. I don't know. I'm not here for the emotional reads. I read these by accident. I hear recommendations all the time where they're like, they just rip your heart out, and I'm like, no, nope, not here for it. I will skip you. I will skip your author. If you're like, she just always leaves you emotionally wrung out, rips your heart out, gut-wrenching, emotionally devastating. No, I'm not here for it. So here's some books you should read. Number 1 is Hero, which is the Morgan Brothers #1 by Rowe. I fully 100% blame Bree from Love and Words for this. She did not tell me how devastating it would be. She was like, it was a little bit emotional. A little bit emotional. Okay, all of the sadness is at the beginning of this book. How Rowe had me crying in the second short chapter of a book over characters I hadn't even met / just met, I do not know. That is phenomenal writing, because I was crying my little eyes out. It was so sad. It was so sad. And then we get a lot of happiness after that. But holy cow, I was devastated. Colby is a firefighter and he is injured during a rescue attempt, and Lydia is his physical therapist. Lydia was married to a police officer who died and left her with 3 little kids, and they have insta love. They have like instant attraction and know that like this is a thing, but she hasn't dealt with her grief for her husband. Well, he's in physical therapy, she's his therapist. It goes against the hospital policy for them to have anything together, rightfully so. And because her husband was a police officer and died, she does not know about falling in love with another first responder, which again, totally don't blame her, but holy cow. Lots of happiness, lots of sweet, loving times, but very emotionally devastating, rip your heart out, tears streaming down your face start. Next, I'm 99% Mine by Sally Thorne. This is the author of The Hidden Game, but this is a drama and it is so sad. I don't like the setup for this book at all. And as a matter of fact, I hated this book and I still gave it 5 stars because I couldn't not give it 5 stars because of the emotional response that is dragged out of me. Darcy Bennett, love that name, here for it. Has a heart condition, has since she was a little kid, and so her family is really overprotective of her because of that. They kind of treat her a little bit like a child, which gets on my last nerve. If you've watched some of my other videos, you know I just cannot stand that dynamic. It drives me crazy. So that's present, and then also she's in love with her brother, and her twin brother's best friend. They can't do anything because her brother is totally against it, and so Tom was always his friend. He was 99% her brother's and then 1% hers, and she wants to flip it. She wants him to be hers. And I don't know what to say about this book other than it had my heart physically panging in my chest. I hurt. Like, my heart hurt reading this book, and it's not even that sad. Like, it's not, there's no great tragedy or anything like that, but oh my gosh, I just felt for her so much, and I just want her to be okay, and I want her to be happy, and I want her to fall in love, and for him to love her back, and for her stupid brother not to screw it up. And it was an emotional ride. Like I said, panging, physical panging in my chest. And oh man, the level that this wrung me out is just unreal. Also, I just want to give you, like, I don't know that you call it a trigger warning necessarily, but a little bit of a warning that, yes, I said they treat her like a child. I did mention the heart condition, but part of it is honestly she's not taking care of herself like she needs to, with her heart condition. So she's not doing what she's supposed to. She's not taking her medicine, being careful, things like that. And so that's an issue in the book. And I just want to let you know, just in case that's a problem for you. Next, I have Deacon, which is Unfinished Hero number 4 by Kristen Ashley. I could have made this entire list Kristen Ashley. I kid you not. I cry in a lot of her books, even though I don't like emotional reads, and even though she's my favorite author, she gives you so much happiness that I feel like you can forgive her. But her books move me to tears quite frequently. I'm just gonna let you know, in Deacon, in the part where they talk about the songs, just later in the book, when they talk about the songs, do not listen to them unless you want to cry. I cried so hard listening to those songs. It was, oh man. I feel like I said emotionally devastating a lot in this video, but that's what it was. Do not listen to the songs unless you want to cry. So Deacon is dead inside. He has had horrible tragedy in his past and just is existing. He's not living. He's not enjoying life. He has no love in his life, and he just is existing. And he meets Cassidy, who with her boyfriend has bought a bunch of cabins in the Colorado mountains and is making this place to stay and is turning her dreams into a reality. She ends up kicking the boyfriend to the curb, rightfully so. But they don't get together for years. For years. Now, it's not a horribly long time in the book. Like, we still get plenty of couple time, but there's a good chunk of time where, like, he's coming through just every once in a while and staying in the cabins for a couple nights, and there's like one line in between them. She lets him know that she's interested, and he wins his battle and shoots it down, and it's years later that he finally gives in, which of course then makes them both very happy, and I'm just like, why did we do this? But emotionally, just hits you right in the feels, man. Next, we have The Babysitter, which is Professionals number 5 by Jessica Gaziala. You could technically read this out of order and just read this one, especially since this character is very much separated from the other characters in the series because he lives in the woods by himself, and the main character we don't meet until this book. So you can totally read it as a standalone if you want to. So he went to the woods to forget and to get away because of tragedy, and she's attacked and kind of left for dead in the woods and escapes her captors and accidentally finds his cabin, and he gives her a place to stay and takes care of her. His job in the Professionals and the Fixer organization is that when they have a client who needs to disappear for a little while or be watched while they take care of a situation or whatever, they go to his house. He won't let them escape. There's nowhere for them to go. He's in the middle of the woods, like miles and miles from anything else. And so that's his job, and that's why it's called The Babysitter. And it's sad. Yep, it's sad. And in fact, I would say that I loved it. I absolutely did. But I liked a lot of the other books in the series a little bit better because it didn't have so much heartbreak, I feel like. However, very emotional, very well done. Yes, there's still a lot of happiness, but there's a lot of sadness too. Last but not least, I have Aunt Me Babe, which is Hade's Hangmen number 1 by Tillie Cole. This is a motorcycle club romance, and the first 3 books follow girls from a cult. And this first one, she and the hero met kind of at the fence of the cult as children. They never forgot each other. He is now the motorcycle club president, and he has a stutter, and she ends up finally escaping the cult. It's a compound. It's very much a cult. Like, there's physical, sexual abuse. There's just a lot. It's definitely the leaders of the cult take whatever they want, and the followers are just, you know, it's terrible. And she's been chosen kind of as the prophet's next bride, and that's why she escapes, but she's basically half dead and ends up on his doorstep. And he recognizes her. I don't know if it's right away or pretty quickly, but they recognize each other. They always had this connection. He takes care of her. I don't like cult storylines. I am religious, and because of that, I think I'm just even more angry when people use religion as a vessel for their abuse and as a way to manipulate people and abuse people. It makes me so mad, and I don't like it. It's just sad. It's terrible. And so because of that, I tend to avoid books with this storyline because I know the effect it's going to have on my mood, and I generally like happy reads. Again, hello, I don't like emotional books. I like happy books. This was super well done. I might at some point finish the series. It was super well done, but it was very emotional. And I don't like it. I don't like emotions. So there you go. Another great book. A little too emotional for me. If you like cults and motorcycle clubs, then you might like this a little bit more. I, again, don't like cult storylines. It always bothers me a lot, but still so well done, so good. Highly recommend. So that's it. That's my 5 super emotional reads, while only picking one from Kristen Ashley. When she devastates me all the time because I don't know why. So what's the most emotional book that you've read that was just so well done and just tore your heart out? Let me know. I'm not gonna read it, mind you, but let me know what your favorite was. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.